Alright guys, welcome to my video. This video is going to be a look into my arcade and talking about things that I may have added into my arcade and into this room as well, because as you guys know, I have two rooms now that are happening. So I wanted to showcase some of these games, let you guys know what I have, and do a top 10 of all the machines that I added just this year alone. So these are going to be machines that I only added this year, so not things that came out in 2021. And I wanted to give you guys a look into what my favorite machines have been over this last year that I've purchased, because there's been more than I expected. After doing this list, I realized that I could actually make a top 10. And for me to be able to purchase 10, especially some of these arcade machines being real arcade machines, the fact that I was able to purchase 10 is kind of cool. So let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, so the first one here coming in at number 10, as you guys are looking at here, is my Tron machine from Arcade1up. I did receive this in January of this year. It was the first cabinet I got for the year, and it is coming in at number 10. I actually have not done any mods to this yet. It's still something I'm considering, but I have had a lot of fun with this one. I love the lights in the front of this arcade machine. I love how everything looks. Obviously, I like the fact that it matches with my sign, the Flynn's Arcade, with Tron here, so it was a perfect cabinet to have, and the joystick lighting up in blue, and of course the back button here that you can press to make the rest of this thing light up here. As you can see, you can change the color back there and everything with it, which I think is really cool how that lights up to add even more light. So they did a good job of definitely making that look as good as possible. My joystick hasn't had any issues. I know some people have complained about their joysticks breaking on them. There have been a few of those cases, but for me, this is still going strong from the day I got it in January. Had a lot of people play this. I play this myself. I love the fact that this has, of course, local leaderboards. I love the fact that this thing, of course, has local leaderboards, so you can go ahead and compare yourselves online and stuff, which makes the game fun to play. Of course, it has Tron and Disc of Tron, and this is the, what you use to play Disc of Tron. It works really well, in my opinion. I'm having a ton of fun with this machine. It will probably get some upgrades with the little screen here on the top that people have done, so it actually mimics the machine even more. Kind of has that video playing. Still something I'm considering on doing, but regardless, just the Arcade1up machine here that I got for Tron has looked fantastic, and really happy to have it as part of my collection, coming in at number 10. Alright guys, so the next one here coming in at number 9 is my NFL Blitz cabinet from Arcade1up, as you guys are looking at here, that we put in the upstairs area. As you can see, me and my wife are really big fans of football. She loves the Dolphins, so we have Dan Marino sitting right there, which is fantastic, and I'm a 49ers fan. Having Jerry Rice on the side is really cool. And we finally got what we've all been promised actually in the last couple days here. We finally have online play for all 3 games. It took a while. It should have been here from day one. We all know this. I talked about it in my review of the cabinet. But I am happy that it's finally here. As you guys can see, we have leaderboards for all the different things here, which I really, really like as well, where it shows you best points, who has the best quarterback, all that kind of stuff is all here. Games are there, and now we have online play for all 3 games. I did say that we're going to continue to make updates in 2023 to continue to improve the experience, because it's technically still in beta for the online, but I have pretty good success in playing the games online so far with other people, and I'm having a ton of fun with it. But even taking the online play out of it, I love the cab, I love the look, I think it looks fantastic, and I do like the HD gameplay. It definitely does look better to play NFL Blitz on here than it does on my main cabinet downstairs. And that's because this is the HD version of it, running at 60 FPS, and it's definitely something that's noticeable if you pay attention for it, for sure, which makes me like the cabinet even more. Of course, there is no late hits or anything like that, so if you value that over HD graphics, then this cabinet's not for you. But I really like having this piece in the house. NFL Blitz is a really popular game, and of course we have the unique controls, the 48-way joystick that obviously makes it playing better on here than it would on my main cabinet anyway, which is another reason why I leaned into this cabinet. So NFL Blitz from Arcade1up coming in at number 9. The next one here coming in at number 8 has got to be my Legends pinball machine that you see here. I've been talking and thinking about getting into the Legends ecosystem for a while, and I didn't know which way I wanted to lean into. If I wanted to lean into getting the full-size cabinet, the mini, or the pinball, however I wanted to do it, and I finally decided I'm going to go ahead and get the pinball machine. And I'm really, really happy. So obviously I've talked about this in a lot of videos, but just to give you guys a quick idea, of course, as you can see, I upgraded to have the full controls here on the top. I do have CoinOps X there on a USB stick if I want to play with those controls there. I also have the upgraded haptics kit as well. that are in here from Buy Stuff Store and Buy Stuff Arcades, which has been fantastic, and I did a review on that, which made the experience even better. And I also added the little controller there, so I have a PC underneath here, so I can play Pinball FX3 on a giant 32-inch screen here, because as you guys know who follow my channel, I do have a 4K virtual pinball machine in my arcade room over there that I have going on. But it is awesome to be able to play on a 32-inch screen, because that 4K screen is only a 27-inch screen, because that's all that fits in that room. So being able to play the FX3 games, even though they're not in 4K, kind of gives a different experience when I'm in the mood to play on a larger 32-inch screen. But the main reason I got this Legends Pinball, and if this wasn't a thing I wouldn't have bought it, is for the unique tables that only can be played on here. The natural history pinball tables I think are really, really fun, and obviously I've done a review on those, and those are fantastic. And I actually now have the new tables for Dr. Seuss that just came out, which is awesome. So I'm going to be playing through those. I haven't played them yet, but I just got this machine up and running and upgraded to the newest firmware, and I'll be playing some of those. So that is exactly why I got this table, and that's exactly why I added it to my collection. It's for the exclusive tables that came on this machine. So I hope that they keep making exclusive tables. We already know that there's another pack coming in May 2023 for Dr. Seuss, and I've heard good things about the first pack already for Dr. Seuss, so I'm excited to play those as a fan of Dr. Seuss. And I hope that they make more of these tables and partnerships with other companies out there, because that is what's bringing me to the Legends ecosystem, is their exclusive games, at least on the pinball side. But the cabinet itself is fantastic, and I love the Legends pinball machine. And I'm sorry it took me so long to get here, but keep doing what you guys are doing, releasing exclusive pinball tables, and I'll definitely keep buying them. So, Legends pinball machine coming in at number 8. The next one here coming in at number 7 is my new iiRcade machine. Obviously, you guys can tell this is my Dead Cells edition. This is the gold edition that they recently came out with, and I think this machine is exactly what I wanted the iiRcade to look like. It has still a unique design, but a familiar design for those of us who are from the US, with the design now that it has here with the speakers underneath, and these speakers are fantastic. Best speakers on a home arcade unit that I have, and they sound really, really good. And the artwork is so much better. I had the original one before, the one that just had the generic orange, and black style, which I wasn't really a fan of. I know some people were, but I think it was kind of boring. I like my machines to have really cool artwork and stuff. And Dead Cells kind of matches this cab perfectly, because I look at the iiRcade for either games that have online play that I can't play anywhere else, or games that are just, games like Dead Cells, where it's like something you can play on an arcade machine that only they have because of the power that they have behind this machine. And I'll be doing a top 10 video of my favorite games in the iiRcade. I know a lot of people give them a lot of crap because they don't have a lot of games that have been released, and I'm in agreement. I think they need to have more AAA games on here. We're all still hoping that they get Shredder's Revenge and Worst Streets of Rage 4. The big heavy hitters that make this machine what we all want. It's for modern play. But there are still a lot of games on here that I still have a lot of fun with. And some of these games, even though they are games that exist, that are on MAME, that you can play on any MAME cabinet, the online play is what's really exciting, and I hope that they continue to work on it, because right now what we need is an open lobby system so we can see any games that are active online, because right now you have to go into the game and then see who's online. And it makes, since not millions of people have an iiRcade, having an open lobby system and seeing exactly what games are active would help people actually play online games better. But that's what also separates this, is the online play. And then they have games like Beach Buggy Racing 2, Don't Mind Barrisis. Bomb Squad is really fun. Obviously, Dead Cells is on here. So there's still a lot of good games. Donut Dodo was a surprise hit for me. It was really good. Of course, Dragon's Lair is on here, which it plays really well. So there's still some good stuff on here that you can't really play anywhere else, especially if you consider online play on top of it. So I still have a lot of fun, and I think I got my money's worth on the iiRcade machine, even with this gold edition. But I can't wait to see what the future holds with the front USB ports now, that they can add more things like light gun games and stuff. So we'll see how that progresses. But everything about the iiRcade, the look, the feel, the artwork, the screen, the resolution, all that is really good. All I need to do is get some more of those heavy hitters, and it will keep climbing on my ranking. But for right now, the iiRcade is sitting at my number 7. The next one on this list, coming in at number 6, is really not an arcade itself, but it is a family of arcade products that a lot of people talk about. So I think it made sense to include on this list. And that is my Gramboard dartboard. And this thing has been fantastic. I have never played darts more in my life because of this thing. And every time I have people over, This is what they gravitate towards. They love playing this thing. Me and my family have had a ton of fun playing this because it can play up to 8 players playing darts, which is awesome. I love the LED lights that you can see here. But the big thing that makes me keep coming back to this, because obviously I don't have anybody home to play darts with me when I want to, is the fact that this thing actually has online play. And you can actually play against people all over the world, which is awesome. And everybody can see you on camera. I have cameras over there to look at the dartboard. And then there's, of course, a camera on the iPad that faces you, which is awesome. And you can see people, talk to people and stuff on there. And just playing darts is awesome. They have a bunch of different games that you can play, whether it's locally or online. It keeps track of all your stats. It's everything a dartboard should be, and I think it's fantastic. And they're always updating it, adding new games and new things. So I'm really, really happy with this thing. And it's definitely something that has made my list because of how much times I play this thing and how much time and family members are loving this thing. So the Grandboard dartboard, coming in at number 6. The next one here coming in at number 5 is my Retro Raccoons machine. As you can see here, this is from Incredible Technologies, the same people who brought you Golden Tee and stuff like that. And this is one of their arcade machines, and this arcade machine is so cool. It's definitely a centerpiece when people come in. It is my only true 4-player machine in the house that's actually a real arcade, which is one of the reasons I gravitated towards it. And as you can see here, it is based on 1-button play. So yes, every person has 1 button and a joystick that only even moves 3 directions, does not move up. And then everyone has a cup holder here. And the thing that makes this machine unique is the fact that in order to actually play it, you actually have to insert a drink. It's obviously made for bars and stuff like that. And then every time you lose a mini game, you actually have to take a sip and then put it down, and it does detect if you actually do that. So bars can get people to buy more drinks and stuff, which I think is a really cool idea for bars. But I'm not a bar, I'm working at home. And this thing is just fun. It's a Mario Party type machine. That's what this game is like. It's retro bit graphics, as you guys can see here, and everybody's controlling a raccoon. And you're doing all these different mini games. They're always updating it for free. They actually just released a new mini game like 3 days ago. So I'm hoping that that continues. They have released a bunch of updates to add more mini games and rework other mini games and stuff. I believe we're now up to 44 mini games. Obviously, I hope that they go over 50 and continue, but there is a good variety of mini games so far. They're definitely all fun to play. They have a good variety on them on what your guys are doing. There's trivia in the game. Again, it's a Mario Party type mini game thing where you're just trying to win more mini games than the rest of the people, and you can play up to 4 players. It's fantastic. I think it's best played at 4 players because then the 2v2 mini games actually show up, where if you play 2 or 3, you're obviously not going to see those. And the team mini games are a lot of fun. They got like soccer and basketball and all these sorts of things. But really, really fun machine. And I'm really happy to have this as part of my collection. Retro Raccoons coming in at number 5. The next one on this list coming in at number 4 is my Guitar Hero machine. I have always wanted a music-driven machine in the household. And a Guitar Hero machine was my perfect fit. Of course, I wasn't going to get a real Guitar Hero machine. That would have been way too expensive, taking way too much room. And it's not exactly what I wanted, so I got this miniaturized version of it, as you guys are looking at here. And this is actually made by Retro Lizards Arcade. I did a full review on this. Guys, reach out to him if you guys are looking for custom arcades. He does fantastic work. I have a few of his machines, and this is the one that made the list right now. It is so much fun. Like I said, I have the lights in the front that I had him add, so this is really cool. That goes to your voice, which is really fun. I got the 2 guitars sitting right there that are ready to go at a moment's notice. And then it's also a karaoke machine as well, which is fantastic. So I actually have, as you can see here, there is a main menu. And you can scroll through, and there's Ultra Star Karaoke, which I have over 2,500 songs on there. And a bunch of the Guitar Heroes. I have Clone Hero on here, which lets you play online, which is awesome. I can actually play Guitar Hero online. A bunch of different stuff on there. And it's really, really, really cool. These are my wireless microphones that I use. These are from SyncStar. They had wireless karaoke or wireless SyncStar microphones in the UK, so I got these imported, and it works fantastic with Ultra Star Karaoke. So we have a blast playing all those karaoke songs and stuff on here, and then we have a blast playing Guitar Hero 1v1 and stuff like that. So it's fantastic. It's a machine I've always wanted, to have a music-driven machine that has karaoke and Guitar Hero, one of the 2 most popular music games ever. People always gravitate towards this thing and have a ton of fun. So my Guitar Hero machine coming in at number 4. The next one on this list coming in at number 3 is another product, well, that's kind of also from Retro Lizards Arcade. That's in partnership with Buy Stuff Arcades in Canada. Those guys do fantastic work, and so does Retro Lizards Arcade, and this is my second cabinet from him showing up on this list. And it is my racing cab. I have always wanted a racing cab in my home, and it's kind of crazy that I actually finally have one. I always wanted a racer that kind of felt like I was still playing in the arcades, and this shape actually kind of gives me that. As you can tell, it's themed to Mario because I wanted it to fit within the retro side of the room because this is the only spot I had for it. So obviously I themed it to Mario Kart because it made the most sense from where it was being put. If I was putting it in my arcade room, it would have had no room. But if I was, I would have gotten something like Daytona or something. But Mario obviously makes sense, and there's still an arcade racing game for Mario Kart. It's not like it's advertised for nothing. So obviously there's Mario Kart GP that I have on here. And what's awesome about having this machine here is that I have racers from everything. I have a full-on PC sitting to the left of that thing with a 2080, I believe is what's in there, or a 2070, and playing 1080p games on here. One day I might switch it out for a 4K screen, but right now it's sitting on a 1080p screen, and it is so much fun to play. I have everything from Forza 5, if you want to play that, to arcade classics like Outrun, and then obviously the Techno Pirate games where you have all the other racing games from the arcades like Batman in the arcades and all that stuff. I even have Dreamcast racers, Xbox racers, N64 racers, GameCube racers. All of them are on here, and they work with this Logitech wheel, or sorry, not Logitech, this Thrustmaster wheel that you guys are looking at here, and I think it's great. I do have a Logitech shifter, which is what's sitting over there, but then I have this Thrustmaster, and it works with the PC. Easily can work with all the games that I have on here. I've done a review on all of this already and a showcase of all the games that I have, so I'm obviously not going to do that here, but this is definitely one of my favorite things to have in the house because I never would have thought I would have finally owned one of these because it was hard to find room for it, especially with this seat that we have here. Which is really cool. It's got the racing Mario Kart there on the bottom, so it has that, and then it has like the red theming from GT Racing. So this works really, really well. I've had a lot of people play this, and it's really cool to finally have a full-on racing machine in the house, separate from my PC and stuff, with its own dedicated PC, which is awesome. So my Mario Kart racing cab coming in at number 3. And the next one here coming in at number 2 is a machine, again, that I never thought I would have owned. I mean, this is just amazing that I got all these machines in the last year when I think about this video and all the things that I actually added. This is a Golden Tee, an official Golden Tee machine here that is a 4-in-1. So if you guys don't know, this is obviously from Incredible Technologies, and they make 4 really popular games, one of them being the most popular, of course, which is Golden Tee 2022 that just came out. So you see that banner there, Golden 2022. Golden Tee 2022 sitting there. But then they also came out with something called the Arcade Collection actually this year, which is basically combining their 3 previous games, which is Power Pup Golf, as you can see there, Silver Strike Bowling, as you can see there, which is such a good game, and Target Toss Pro. And obviously I knew I wasn't going to have 4 separate machines, but when they announced Arcade Collection, I was like, damn, I really want that, but then am I never going to get Golden Tee? So I kind of went back and forth. I knew I wasn't going to have 2 of these machines in the house, but now I have all of it built into one machine. So I have Golden Tee, obviously that's the framework here, but I can easily, as you can see, because Golden Tee is not what's on the screen, I have the Arcade Collection running, and I've done a video review on this before too, but if you guys can see back there, I know it's a little hard to see, there's 2 buttons. I just switched the Arcade Collection from here back to Golden Tee. And all it is there's 2 HDMIs running from this machine. There's 2 computers in there, one that's Golden Tee and one that's whatever, that Arcade Collection, and there's a magic switcher in there, and it switches between those 2. 2 HDMIs go to the TV, one input is one input's another, and I just rotate between them, and then in order to switch the controls so they work with the opposite game, you just touch one of these backlit buttons that I just showed you, and that's it, you're up and running. Golden Tee is fully online, so I can play this online. It has the keypad there on the back, as you guys can see, which is awesome. The fact that I can do that, and obviously the Arcade Collection is not online. They never offered online gameplay for that, but the fact that I have 4 of the best Incredible Technology games on one machine is awesome, and the fact that I have Golden Tee to play for days now. I mean, there's so many courses. They're up to like 95. They're still adding more courses to this for the next 5 years for this version, and I don't think I'm going to need anything else because there's going to be courses for me to play for the rest of my life before I get any good at this game. But it's so much fun when people are over. People love bowling. The Silver Strike is fantastic. People love the golf game, and it's such a good machine, and I can't believe I have it as part of my collection. So Golden Tee and the Arcade Collection coming in at number 2. And the number 1 machine that comes into the arcade room this year has to definitely be Bic Buck Hunter. Of course, it's also my most expensive machine that I own in the collection. This is a real, true-to-life Bic Buck Hunter reloaded. This thing barely fit in the house, guys. I mean, as you guys if you guys know this machine, there's supposed to be a giant piece at the top of this that looks like a Buck Hunter at the top. Luckily, it wasn't needed, and obviously, as you can tell, it wouldn't have fit in my house otherwise, so it's a good thing it wasn't needed. So I just have that up there, and I put that away in case something ever happens in the future. But to have this as part of the collection where it's an actual real arcade machine that you actually find at Dave & Buster's and stuff, is just awesome. And obviously I had Buck Hunter from Arcade1up, but I always wanted something more, and there's nothing like having this at home. The experience on this is just crazy. Having these two guns, of course, is so much better than anything. I mean, these things feel real premium. I can even play online against people on here, which I've done before, which is awesome. The fact that I can play online and play with people at bars and stuff. There's more than just Buck Hunter on here. There's a Terminator game on here. There's a Duck Dynasty game on here. There's a mini game mode. There's a zombie deer headshots thing that they added. This thing is just awesome. I hope that they also add more updates to this game as time goes on. It is online enabled, so they do patch things, but I hope that they add even more games in the future, let's say in a couple years, and I can still upgrade my machine by putting a USB stick, which they have done in the past because they got Reloaded working on their older machine. So I hope since I have Reloaded, they kind of do that the next time go around. But this machine has so much replayability. It is easily the #1 played game when people come over. Everyone hops on this because you can do 2 players against each other, or you can do 4-player by rotating in and out. There's a lot of different deer to be able to hunt, and the game is so addicting and so much fun on top of the other games that are on here as well. Can't believe I have an actual true real-to-life arcade machine sitting in my house, especially this one. This was the #1 one that I wanted because Buck Hunter is just so much fun. I'm not even a deer. I don't even hunt or anything like that, but just the game itself is addicting, fun, and it's one of those games that you could replay forever because there's so much replayability with trying to get your highest scores. So, guys, my Big Buck Hunter Reloaded game definitely comes in as my #1 game of the year added to my collection. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video of my top 10 arcade cabinets added into my collection for 2022. This is hopefully something I plan on doing, going forward in the next few years. If I keep adding, obviously I won't be able to probably do a top 10 all the time because arcade machines are expensive, but hopefully I'll be able to do like a top 5 or something every once in a while. This was just a bigger year than most, but it's probably not going to be something that's sustainable for me to add 10 arcade machines every year. But we'll see how the next year progresses. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. And don't forget, I've done full reviews on all of these products that were mentioned in this video today. So if you want to get more behind the scenes on exactly what it is and some gameplay and stuff like that, take a look at my channel, guys, and make sure you subscribe for future videos that are just like this. And I hope this video helps you, and maybe you can get some ideas on what products you may want to purchase next. Other than that, guys, if you guys have any questions, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Until next time.